Welcome to You Son of a Witch. This week we're going on a wizarding probe into some wild flash fiction stories.
Yeah?
And you guys have sent in some really cool stuff.
Hmm.
It's full of exactly what we're
Oh, yeah.
promising sons of witches, fantastic creatures.
That's right.
And, think of this as like a
Mm.
shortcut to understanding what's really going on in these stories.
Absolutely. And if you want more of that, be sure to rate and follow You Son of a Witch.
So our first stop on this wizarding probe is taking us to modern-day Dublin,
Okay.
in the flash fiction story, The Druid of Dublin,
Hmm.
where ancient magic clashes with modern urban development.
Right.
So we're going to be meeting Aoife.
Okay.
She's a druid who
Mhm.
really breaks the mold,
I love that.
and she's protecting this hidden magical heritage
Interesting.
from bulldozers and developers, and,
Those pesky developers always up to no good.
they're oblivious.
Yeah.
And you really get a sense of the layers beneath this modern city.
So kind of a magical undercurrent.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so Aoife herself
Yeah.
is really interesting.
Wow.
She's not the typical...
Not the robes and the daff.
She's got ripped jeans.
Okay.
She's got a snarky Dublin wit.
Oh, I love it.
And
So she's one of the people.
yeah, and she's
Okay.
connected to the city. It's like her forest.
She knows
Yeah.
it inside and out.
It's because Pulse is as familiar to her as
Yeah.
the traffic.
Right.
But even her druidic practices are really interesting.
Like, what are they like?
So they're not like big ceremonies. She's
No.
just doing these subtle
Okay.
little nudges to the ley lines.
Oh, interesting. Now, I've heard this word ley lines before.
Yeah.
What are they exactly?
So ley lines are kind of like these invisible pathways
Okay.
of energy.
All right. It's
And
like rivers of energy.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
crisscross the earth
Okay.
and they connect ancient sites. Interesting.
And in a lot of traditions,
Mm-hmm.
including some druidic beliefs,
Uh-huh.
they're seen as vital
Right.
to the land's
Yeah.
spiritual and magical well-being.
Kind of like the veins and arteries of the earth.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
So her ability to kind of like nudge them
yeah.
suggests a deep,
Bless you.
intuitive connection to this network.
Makes sense.
Okay, so she's got these subtle techniques.
Mhm.
She's this very grounded, modern druid.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
this inciting incident happens.
Oh, is it?
It's not just like construction noise.
Okay.
The author actually describes the ancient heart of the city,
Oh, wow.
crying out as crews disturb something
Mm-hmm.
far older than asphalt.
Interesting.
And Aoife's the only one.
So it's like the city itself
Yeah.
is hurting,
Yeah.
and she's the only one who can sense it.
Yeah, and it's just such a cool way
Yeah.
to really personify the city
Right.
and to make it clear that the stakes are more than just like
Yeah.
a local protest.
It's like something primal is being disturbed.
Yeah.
I like that.
So what does she do?
What does she do?
What are her methods?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like
Yeah.
launching magical fireballs or something
Mhm.
like that,
Right.
she uses these
What does she do?
really unconventional tactics.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
construction signs end up
Mm-hmm.
miles away.
Okay.
Tools vanish
Right.
into thin air.
I like it.
And the betters
Yeah.
suddenly get this like
Yeah.
inexplicable urge
What is
to
it?
go to the pub
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that.
for a pint.
So very Irish.
Yeah.
Very much in line with folklore.
Yeah. And the Dubliners,
Yeah.
in typical fashion, just
Yeah.
shrug it off as like,
Just the luck of the Irish.
yeah.
Yeah.
But are those little
They're those little...
subtle acts effective against, the harsh realities of urban
Recognize-
development?
Well, they might cause like delays and frustrations. Sure.
But I think they're more symbolic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
They're a way for a wife to push back,
Mm-hmm.
to make the developers aware that something's resisting their progress,
Okay.
even if they don't quite understand
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
So it's this kind of subtle magical resistance that's highlighting that clash
Right.
between her understanding of the city
Mm-hmm.
and their very materialistic view.
Yeah.
They just want to build their buildings.
Yeah.
They don't care about the magic underneath.
But eventually, the disruption does get noticed.
Right.
And we meet Byrne.
Who's Byrne?
She's the head developer.
Okay.
And you can just imagine her in her like
Yeah.
sleek, modern office.
Right. Very corporate.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
a wife comes in
Mhm.
and tries to talk to her about heritage concerns.
Right.
But Byrne is so dismissive.
She just wants to make money.
Yeah. She's all about the bottom line.
Bottom line.
And a wife's warning about,
Yeah.
the layers beneath the city and the old magic. It's
Yeah.
like bouncing right off her polished desk.
It's just going right over her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a great illustration of that
Yeah.
disconnect.
That disconnect between the modern world
Yeah.
and the ancient world.
Yeah, that's right.
So what happens next?
What happens next?
So this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
So we get this turning point,
Yeah.
and the building doesn't just creak, it shakes.
Whoa.
Like visibly,
Like an earthquake.
but it's not an earthquake.
What is it then?
It's like something ancient
Oh.
stirring beneath.
Like the city itself is waking up.
Yeah, and a fissure
Okay.
cracks across Byrne's expensive marble floor,
Wow. So this is affecting her directly now.
and it reveals
Yeah.
these moss-covered stones.
Oh.
The air starts humming,
Okay.
the lights are
So
flickering,
the magic is really manifesting now.
and then this
Yeah.
great sensory detail,
What is
the
that?
smell of rich earth.
Filling this sterile
Interesting.
modern space.
It's like a very primal
Yeah.
smell.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Oafe is just
Yeah.
smiling grimly.
Like she knows what's up.
She knows
Yeah.
they've messed with something big.
Why is it?
They've messed with a major magical nexus.
So this is more than just a ley line.
Yeah, this is like a
difficult, but-
huge source of magic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Byrne,
yeah.
who's so sharp, you know, she's all business is clearly shaken.
Yeah.
And she asks Ayoifa,
Yeah.
can you fix this?
Can you fix it?
Make it safe.
Make it safe.
But Ayoifa
Yeah.
doesn't give her a straight answer.
What does she say?
She says,
Yeah.
safe for you.
Ooh.
Or for Dublin.
It's a good question.
It's not just about repairing a crack in the floor.
No.
It's about what happens
Right.
when you disrupt something
Yeah.
so ancient
Right.
and so powerful
So it's a question of respect.
for these ancient forces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the story kind of hints at the threat
Of what?
of like a haunted building. Or
Okay.
maybe something even worse.
Something even worse.
Yeah.
So she's really up to stakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened?
What happens next?
So
Mm.
the news comes in,
Mm-hmm.
permits are revoked,
Oh, no.
and Byrne's money
Yeah.
and her lawyers
They can't do anything
are useless
against the power of magic.
against magic.
Interesting.
It's a good reminder
Mhm.
that there are forces in the world
Right.
that you just can't buy or negotiate with.
You can't buy your way out of this one.
Nope.
No.
So
So
we
what
go
happens?
Wait.
In the end, so victory isn't this like
Right.
neat,
Yeah.
clear-cut thing.
Yeah.
Dublin is still a mess
It's a mess.
of the old and the new.
It'll be old and the new.
But
yeah.
battle has been won.
Right.
And Ayoif blends back into the city.
She's one of the people, she's just a
A
Dubliner.
Dubliner with a stubborn streak.
And a bit of magic.
And a bit of the old magic in her blood.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that ending.
So it's
Yeah.
not over.
No, it's not a one and done.
This is like
This is going to be an ongoing struggle.
an ongoing role for her.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the big takeaways?
Well, I think the clash between progress and preservation,
Yeah.
that was really interesting.
Yeah.
And then also the idea that there are these hidden layers of magic
Yeah.
beneath our everyday lives.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest one was just the power of this unconventional individual to really stand up and defend what's unseen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something we can all relate to in our own lives.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right. So let's go across the Irish Sea
Let's go.
to a very different
Yeah.
kind of magic
Okay.
with the Phantom of the Opera's illusion.
Oh, the Phantom of the Opera, one of my favorites.
This is not the one you know.
Oh, really? How is it different?
This is
Okay.
really focusing
Yeah.
on the Phantom's mastery
Okay.
of illusions and enchantments.
Okay, so there's magic involved.
Yes.
All right.
And he's using it
Yeah.
to try to get the girl
Oh.
and get revenge on the people
Oh, so classic Phantom.
who he feels have wronged him.
Yeah, I like it.
So
Yeah.
right from the start,
Yeah.
we get this great look
Mhm.
into the Phantom's mind.
Yeah.
He's not like
He's not just a monster.
a monster or a demon.
Right.
He's a man
He's a man.
twisted by fate.
Okay, so there's some pathos there.
Yeah, and his domain
Yeah.
isn't just the shadowy catacombs.
Oh,
It's like
what is it?
these liminal spaces.
Right, what?
Like the spaces between notes.
Oh, wow.
Shadows behind the gaudy sets.
Very theatrical.
Yeah. And crucially,
Yeah.
he calls himself
Yeah.
Architect of Illusion.
Interesting. So he's an artist in a way. He's
Yeah.
not just a monster.
Yeah. And he's using this magic.
Mhm. To manipulate perception.
So he's shaping reality
Yeah.
according to his will.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how does he manipulate Christine.
How does he do it?
So it's not just
Yeah.
his musical talent.
Mm.
He uses these, like, ghostly whispers that guide her talent.
So he's like a magical Svengali.
Yeah, he's basically making her an overnight sensation.
Wow.
Oh.
So we don't know
Yeah.
how much of her talent is really hers
Yeah.
and how much is his influence.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And then we got the classic love triangle
Here we go.
with Raoul.
Oh, bro.
And
Yeah.
this is where the Phantom's magic takes a bit of a darker turn.
A darker turn. What does he do?
So he's not, like, cursing Raoul or anything like that. He's
Right.
doing these subtle,
Little.
torments.
What kind of torments? So he's like souring notes.
Oh.
He's making props malfunction during the performance.
Yeah.
So he's sabotaging him
Yeah.
in a subtle way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so different
Yeah. It's very different from the grand illusion.
from the grand illusions that we know he's capable of.
Right.
So
Why is he doing that? Why is he being so subtle?
it's a great question.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to a more insidious form
Yeah.
of control.
Okay.
He's undermining Raoul.
Wow.
He's sowing seeds of doubt
Yeah.
and frustration.
Yeah.
But he's doing it without
Right.
being overtly magical.
Without revealing himself.
Yeah.
It's like psychological warfare
Yeah.
amplified by magic.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up.
So
Yeah.
the masquerade scene
Yeah.
is described as his, like,
His masterpiece.
finest illusion.
Yeah.
You can just imagine
Oh,
the spectacle,
Like
the grand staircase,
the costumes.
the music.
Yeah. And his intention
Yeah.
is really interesting.
What is it? He wants to unveil himself,
Okay.
not as this terrifying, disfigured figure, but as Christine's savior.
Oh, wow. So he wants to be the hero.
Yeah, he wants to be seen
Yeah.
as something other than a monster.
So he's really trying to control her perception of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fascinating.
So, of course, it doesn't work out that way.
What happens?
So we have the big rooftop confrontation,
Okay.
and Raoul,
Yeah.
despite being totally outmatched,
Unmatched household.
magically is
Yeah.
super brave.
Good for Raoul.
He stands up to the Phantom,
Yeah.
and the Phantom responds with fireballs.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he is powerful.
He's got the power,
Yeah.
but Christine chooses Raoul.
She chooses Raoul.
And that just fuels the Phantom's rage.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So what happens now? Yeah.
So he decides to go even darker.
What do you mean?
He decides to use darker magic.
Oh, no.
He consults forbidden grimoires,
Oh.
and he starts trading
Trading what?
pieces of himself
Pieces of himself.
for power.
Wow. Like a deal with the devil.
Oh, man. And his goal is to just
Look at this.
bend the world to his will,
So he's gone full on evil now.
and specifically Christine.
To his will.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
So what are the consequences of this new power?
things get bad.
Okay.
So the chandeliers crashing,
Oh.
those aren't stage effects.
Right.
Those are acts of magic.
He's destroying the opera house.
Yeah. Wow. The audience is fleeing in
Oh.
terror,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there is this moment
Mm.
of doubt as he watches Christine and Raoul escape.
Oh, he's not completely lost.
It's like there's a flicker
Yeah.
of his humanity left.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, not good that he's destroying the opera house,
But he's not
Yeah.
a total monster.
yeah. So what
Yeah.
happens next?
He goes back to his lair,
Right.
but it's not the same.
What do you mean?
It's become this mockery
A mockery of what?
of what it once was.
Right.
And he's surrounded by reflections
Mm-hmm.
that reveal his monstrous heart.
Oh, wow.
So he's at a crossroads.
Yeah.
Does he keep going down this path?
Of destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or does he vanish?
Into the shadows.
Yeah.
So he has a choice to make.
Yeah.
What does he choose?
So he escapes.
Why escape?
Through those secret passages.
Right.
And the story says
Oh.
it's a freedom uglier, perhaps, but a sliver more hopeful.
Okay, so a little bit of hope.
Yeah. And there's this real sense of regret,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no easy redemption.
So it's an ambiguous ending.
Very ambiguous.
Does he come back? Does he change his ways? We don't know.
We don't know.
Wow, I like that.
But then the author gives us one last thought.
What is it?
The possibility of his return.
He's coming back.
Not through destruction,
But through
inspiring a future soprano.
Wow, so he's passing on his gift, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So it's a gift
Yeah.
from a ghost who finally remembered how to create
To create.
rather than destroy.
Wow, I love that.
So
So what are our takeaways from the Phantom of the Opera's illusion?
I think the big one is that illusion is seductive,
Right.
also dangerous.
It can be used for good or for evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see how hate and power
Right.
can corrupt.
Yeah, they can corrupt even the most brilliant mind,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to love.
Yeah.
Unrequited love.
Yeah. And then this question of redemption
Is redemption possible?
is never too late.
Even for someone like the Phantom.
Yeah.
Wow. So two very different stories.
Yeah.
But both dealing with magic
Magic.
in a really interesting way.
Yeah. So we had the Druid of Dublin,
Mm-hmm.
which was about protecting a place.
Protecting a place.
Yeah. And the Phantom of the Opera's illusion,
Which was about
a person.
trying to control
the world.
the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What do you think?
I really liked
Yeah.
in the Druid of Dublin that idea that
Correct.
even in the most modern
Yeah.
city,
Yeah.
there could be ancient forces.
Right under the surface.
Yeah. And in the Phantom of the Opera's illusion,
Yeah.
just how dangerous
How dangerous
illusion can
be. Right. And how powerful
Right.
it can be. So what are your final thoughts?
What resonated with you?
What resonated with me was the idea that magic
Mm.
can be both beautiful
Yeah.
and terrifying,
Yeah.
and that we have to be careful
Yeah.
how we use it.
And I think that's
Yeah.
a great note
Yeah.
to end on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we hope you enjoyed this
Yeah.
Wizarding Pro
Into the world of flash fiction.
into the world of flash fiction and all its magic.
Sons of witches and fantastic creatures.
Exactly.
If you liked it, be sure to rate and follow.
Rate and follow you, son of a witch.
For more.
For more every week.
Great stories.
And until next time.
See you later.